Chapter 57, Lily pretended to be innocent and confused. Serafina, what are you talking about? I don't understand, why do you have to frame me, and misunderstand me so deeply? Just as Olivia looked at Serafina and Theodore, she also walked over to the three of them. Hearing this conversation, she was stunned. What are you guys talking about? What kidnapping? Is there something wrong with Serafina having a fever? Before Serafina could say anything, she heard Mia's strange laughter. Serafina is talking nonsense. It seems like her fever hasn't gone away yet. She shouldn't have left the hospital so early. Serafina looked at her coldly. After the incident in Macau, she and she were enemies. There was no need to be polite anymore. Besides, they were standing in the corner now. No one was paying attention to this place. She didn't need to avoid it, so she sneered. Ms. Mia Brown shouldn't have left the hospital so early. Letting your daughter drug me, matchmaking me, and your son, a normal person probably wouldn't have thought of it, right? Now you're playing the role of good mother-in-law and daughter-in-law with Lily. Your illness compared to mine, honestly, isn't any lighter. This brat dares to call her crazy? Mia had never been looked down upon by such a descendant before, and almost exploded. However, she was not like Megan, who had just been poked and jumped up. She held back until her cheeks trembled, but still smiled. Serafina, do you have persecutory delusions? When did I want to match you with William? Now that I see you like this, how could I still have any intention of wanting you to be the Kensington family's daughter-in-law? Miss Brown likes the devil lurks behind the cross the most. Of course you are an eyesore to me. Serafina smiled sweetly. There is a saying that fish are of the same breed, a deceitful and sinister mother-in-law like you, a son who pretends to be righteous like William. Of course only Lily here, who is inconsistent on the inside and on the outside, can become a family member. Mia heard her speak harshly, but she could not bring herself to be angry with her, and almost fell down. Serafina, where did you get your education? It's so bad. Serafina's eyes glanced at Megan. Megan, Miss Brown is scolding you. Mia Brown choked. Megan originally did not stand on Serafina's side. Now seeing her stirring up trouble between her and Mia's in-laws, she immediately became angry, acting like an elder and lecturing her. Serafina, why is your mouth so vicious? Serafina looked at her ungrateful face, and snorted, my mouth is not as poisonous as your heart. Megan gritted her teeth, but was afraid of the many people around her, and scolded softly. Why did you say that? After all, I am the mother who raised you for 18 years, aren't you afraid of being struck by lightning when you are so unfilial? Serafina sneered, this sentence of yours really struck me. Speaking of viciousness, the three of you are truly family. Miss Megan, I am glad that you are here today. Today, I can finally let everyone see that you are 1,000 times more disgusting and vicious than they imagined. Megan was stunned, looking at Serafina's calm expression. Her spine went cold, only to see Serafina lower her head, swiping a few settings on the phone screen. Immediately, all kinds of phone rings rang out one after another in the hall. Some opened their phones first, some opened their phones later. The sound seemed to echo in the ravine, endlessly. Nora was full of interest. The two children beside you are truly a good case of psychology. Megan was angry. Stop talking nonsense. Lily is sometimes close to me, sometimes cold to me. I really can't stand it. Nora sighed. Who told you to run to the Beaumont family that year and tell her that you are her mother? Can a child bear it? Even though you disappeared immediately, it probably still left a psychological trauma for her. Take it slow, you and she are mother and child after all, it will be fine. Megan gritted her teeth. At that time, I was afraid that Olivia would feel close to Serafina because of the spiritual connection between mother and child, so I temporarily left. I left in such a hurry, and thinking about not being able to see my child again, I was very sad, so I was emotional. But I have to say, Serafina is an adult now, so in theory, she should have a mental illness. Megan said sourly. It's better if she's sick. Olivia's straightforward and merciless personality will make the mother and daughter quarrel loudly. Their family has so much money. If Serafina can continue to be close to me, it would be great. But before, because I introduced her to my customers, I had a fight with her. Our feelings are not as distant as before. It's also because you're too reckless. Even if she's not your child, you can't be so blatant. Moreover, you deliberately switched children secretly before. Your child enjoyed happiness in someone else's family. At least you should treat that person's child a little better. After mistreating her for so many years, you should also please her now. Megan suppressed her anger. Just seeing her makes me angry. Olivia and I are in the same situation. What makes her have a better husband than me? And my beloved daughter still has to call her mother. You don't know what Serafina has become now. She's fighting with my Lily everywhere. I really regret not selling her off before. The further the better. Nora laughed. As far as I know, she's actually no different from your nanny. Cooking, sweeping, washing, what doesn't she do? And back then, didn't Jane also suspect you and Winston had an illegitimate child, and sent someone to chase you for a long time? She almost sold Serafina all the way up to the Highlands. She didn't expect that the illegitimate child she had been chasing for so many years was her own niece. You really are. Megan sarcastically said, am I good at it? Lily pushed the door open. Since when are you two still discussing this? Didn't I say you can't tell anyone? The sound of the video on the hundreds of phones gradually stopped. The scene was dead silent. After the news that Megan was the third person in the Ashford family, Lily was the illegitimate daughter of the third person, a more explosive news appeared. Back then, Megan even dared to deliberately swap her illegitimate child with the daughter of the Beaumont family. She was only morally depraved before, but now she was inhumane, even committing crimes. Secretly switching children, abusing children, so scary, so vicious. Everyone's eyes were on Megan, disdainful and contemptuous, and filled with deep hatred. Lily's hand holding her cell phone was shaking continuously, muttering to herself over and over, I don't know anything, I don't know anything. Mia, because she was on Megan's side, was also affected by everyone's critical gazes, and what's more, everyone here today was a famous media person. Olivia and Theodore were completely terrified. If Serafina's cruel harassment just now had put them in a difficult position, then this video had made them extremely angry and hurt. No matter how stupid and generous Olivia was normally, at this moment, the world had turned crazy. She had also abandoned her lifelong communication etiquette. Before anyone could react, she rushed forward, raised her hand and slapped Megan. She seemed to have put all her strength into this slap, cruel and decisive. The ear-piercing slap sound echoed throughout the quiet hall. Almost at the same time, everyone cursed under their breath. This kind of cruelty that could only be seen on TV dramas deserves a beating. Megan was stunned by the slap, not expecting the weak and harmless Olivia in her impression to suddenly explode. Before she could react, Olivia was already trembling with anger, fiercely giving another slap. Slap. 2 bright red handprints immediately appeared on Megan's cheeks. Despicable. Insolent. Olivia's chest heaved, she gritted her teeth, I'm blind, that's why I'm friends with you. You schemed against me like this? Stealing my child, abusing it, not raising it like a human, you. You evil and sinister woman, I. Olivia said this, her heart ached, tears streaming down her face. She had truly lived a smooth life, like a princess in a glass house, never hitting anyone in her life, never cursing anyone, never even arguing with anyone. Right now, although her heart was filled with resentment and hatred, she couldn't find the right words to vent her anger, and didn't know where to find the vicious words to say. Hatred for Megan, regret and pity for Serafina, contempt for her own stupidity all surged up in her heart. Serafina looked on calmly. In fact, Olivia's reaction was very satisfactory, extremely angry, but the words that came out did not have the outlandish disgust that lowered her status. In short, this mother of hers still occupied more of the stage than Megan. Different from the cold and sharp aura in the small corner just now, in front of everyone, Serafina calmly showed a sorrowful expression. No matter how you looked at it, it revealed a helpless resignation to fate, sighing. Forget it, Mom, Megan has given me some food. Just like how you treated Lily, she also has some merit in raising me. Mia's face tightened, this brat really couldn't be underestimated. Lily also realized something was wrong, Serafina was too sinister. Now Olivia was provoked by Megan, unable to vent her anger. She was already upset, but hearing Serafina remind her like that, wasn't she telling her, there was a better place to vent her anger? That was Megan's daughter, Lily. She had found a way to vent her anger. How could she let it go? Sure enough, a second later, Olivia pointed her spear straight at Lily, looking at her with eyes that were not like looking at a beloved darling she had raised for 18 years, but more like a sworn enemy. Lily, your mother and I are enemies. From now on you are not allowed to call me mother anymore, don't contact me, and don't come to my house. Lily's eyes were filled with tears. Even if my mother is wrong, I'm still innocent, right? If it was normal, Olivia would have been moved by her tears, but now she was so angry that her head was spinning. She didn't want to stand here for everyone to watch the drama anymore, and immediately threw out a sentence. If you want to blame your shameless biological mother. With that, she pulled Serafina away. Lily stood amidst the sarcasm, almost clenching her fist until her bones broke, but only a moment later, she showed an expression of endless pain, grabbed Theodore's hand, and cried like a pear blossom in the rain. My mother was at fault, but I didn't know anything. At that time I was just a child, how could I have distinguished what she said? Theodore's face was as heavy as lead. He used force to push her hand away. Without saying a word, he turned and left. Lily looked at his back, holding back her tears, and gritted her teeth. They were only temporarily angry at Megan, it had nothing to do with her. She didn't believe that her shameless and stubborn way of clinging on wouldn't work. This time, even if she had to risk her life, she had to make them change their attitude towards her. Serafina stood in the parking lot, leaning against Lily's car. Just now, she made an excuse that she had something to do, letting her mother go home first. After waiting for less than 10 minutes, she saw Lily hurriedly walking over. In the empty parking lot, only the sound of her high heels clicking could be heard, and one could tell that she was anxious and restless. Serafina turned her head to glance at her, stood up straight, and calmly waited for her to come closer. Lily walked like the wind, preparing to quickly leave this place full of nonsense rumors. Director Scott had promised her and then suddenly didn't agree, and the whole school was commenting on how sinister and evil her mother was, making her both embarrassed and angry. But as soon as she got to the front of the car, she found Serafina standing beside her, and Lily glanced at her. Serafina was empty-handed, wearing a light blue silk dress, and was tapping her fingers on the hood of the car. It seemed like she was waiting for her, it seemed like she came here on purpose to mock her. Today's events were all caused by Serafina. Lily was already resentful, and now seeing her made her even angrier. Seeing that there was no one around, she took off her mask and roared, I really regret it. I regret not shooting you dead when I imprisoned you in Macau. No, what I regret the most is wasting time talking nonsense to you without blindfolding you, letting those men have fun with you. Since you like to reveal videos like that, I should prepare a video of you being abused by men to release, so that you will never dare to look anyone in the face for the rest of your life. Serafina waited for her to finish firing like a machine gun before slowly saying, I learned from you. Before, you tricked me into going to Shanghai, drugged me, and took me to that wild party. Luckily I escaped. Later, you showed that photo at my birthday party. You did it first, so I retaliated. She said coldly, you wanted to destroy me first. I wanted to destroy you. Lily immediately shouted viciously at Serafina, from the first time I saw you, I hated you, and yet you dare to change my identity. What right? What right do you have to give me everything, to be taken away by you? You said it backwards. Serafina coldly looked at her. You took my place for 18 years, everything that was yours, should have been mine. Lily heard that and laughed like crazy. Yours? Serafina, can't you see clearly? Everything in that house is still not yours. Mother is not your mother, and younger brother is not your younger brother. Do you think that if you let others know that my mother deliberately changed her child, I won't be able to live? What she is like is her business, what does it have to do with me? Don't you know that children are innocent? I was just a child back then. Nora said, Megan once came to look for you, saying she was your mother. Lily trembled, she was Olivia's friend at that time, who can take it seriously? But she only said it once and then disappeared. What, just based on this, you want to say that I knew she was my biological mother all along? Ridiculous. This sentence really can't be considered as evidence. It's very common for relatives and friends to meet a child they like and coax them into saying call daddy, call mommy. However, Lily kept it in mind at that time. Relatives and friends always said that she was different from her parents and siblings, and teased her that she was picked up. This way of saying picked up was also very normal, but she felt uncomfortable, especially after meeting Megan. The strange feeling of intimacy made her gradually like Aunt Megan. And sometimes she saw Megan stealing money or jewelry from Olivia's room, but she didn't tell Olivia. But then Megan disappeared. It wasn't until many years later, when she saw the column of Seraphina's mother's name Megan Harper on the military information sheet at the beginning of the semester, and after seeing the real Seraphina, that the haunting words "I'm your mother, call me mom" that Megan had left on her many years ago erupted again. The charming girl wearing camouflage, smiling brightly like a sunflower, seemed to be cast from the same mold as Theodore. Not only did she resemble Theodore, she also resembled her late father, and even Aunt Jane. From then on, Lily was afraid, so she made things difficult for her in every way, confronting her everywhere. Unexpectedly, the thing she feared the most eventually came true. At this moment, Lily was burning with anger, her face was distorted, filled with hatred. "Seraphina, do you think you won? Do you believe it? As long as I cry and act weak in front of Mother and Theodore, they will believe me. Do you really think that's your family?" Seraphina's expression remained calm. She looked at her intently for a moment, and said, "I used to believe you had this ability, but now I don't." Lily was stunned, and even more furious. Why had the weak and cowardly Seraphina changed so much? Standing in front of her, she could still maintain a calm and composed demeanor, arrogant and not even paying attention to her. Every time she fought with her, it was like she was punching a cotton bag, unable to vent her anger and instead feeling even more resentful. The deep contempt revealed from deep within Seraphina made Lily even more frustrated. She was so angry that she was confused. Seraphina deliberately dragged on, "I came to you to get my phone back. I just saw it in your pocket. You stole my phone and still dare to keep it with you. Aren't you afraid that I will call the police?" If it was normal, Lily would definitely deny it, but now she was furious, just wanting to make Seraphina change her expression even a little. "I stole your phone, and I openly carried it with me. What can you do to me?" "Seraphina, everyone knows that I am the young lady raised by the Beaumont family, and you grew up in a trash heap. Who would believe you?" She stared at Seraphina, hoping that she would be angry, but Seraphina remained calm, and even smiled faintly, saying, "There is a video of Emily and Theodore in that phone. If it gets leaked, it will have a bad influence. I advise you to return it to me." Lily was stunned. A video? There was a password-protected folder in Seraphina's phone, and she had never looked at it before. It turned out that she had something important in her hand that could threaten Seraphina. As long as she finds a professional technician to decrypt it, she will definitely be able to get the video out. Lily finally felt that she could gain the upper hand, and happily smiled. "Beg me. If you beg me, maybe I will think about it." Seraphina glanced at her expressionlessly, feeling amused. "Even if I beg you, you still won't return me. But I hope you, considering the nearly 20 years of sisterhood between you and Theodore, don't release that video. He and you are so close. I hope you," she emphasized, "don't hurt him." "I didn't hurt him, you hurt him." Lily rolled her eyes sinisterly. "The phone is yours, of course I will reveal it under your name. You seem to care a lot about Theodore. If he turns against you because of this reason, will you feel heartbroken? I really want to see your dejected and miserable appearance, all alone with no one to help you." Seraphina calmly looked at her, her eyes dark and quiet, not knowing what she was thinking. She stubbornly repeated the sentence, "Theodore is also your younger brother. If you want to attack me, there is no need to hurt him like this. Theodore has grown up, and is about to take over the Smith Group. He will become an elite in the business world, a truly great man. I hope his image will not be destroyed in your hands." Lily crossed her arms and sneered, "Do you think that if you bring him up, I will return the video to you? You have always protected him, aren't you afraid that I will attack him?" "Humph, I'll tell you today, you guessed it right. I want to take over the Beaumont family, of course I have to start with him. Wait until I reveal this video, he will be disgraced. I'll see if you still have the face to stay in the Beaumont family. I'll see how you can protect your younger brother. It's already good that he doesn't treat you as an enemy. Serafina's face flashed with pain, not knowing who she was feeling sorry for. There's also Emily in the video. Wasn't it enough that she beat you up last time? This time you even want to invite her brother to come to your door? Are you so angry that you've lost your mind? This is your cell phone. The one who angered the two crazy siblings of the Martin family will be you, not me. Lily recalled the humiliation Emily had caused her, and became even more resentful. You were so happy watching Emily beat me that day, right? Soon, you will also be able to broaden your knowledge with the shamelessness of that family's siblings. Just thinking about the video being leaked, not only would the Beaumont family not accept Serafina, but the Martin family would also regard her as an enemy. Such a tragic fate. Just thinking about it made Lily tremble with joy, her face also flushed with excitement. Serafina silently looked at her for a long time, saying a sentence that caused Lily, who was overjoyed by her victory, to be severely hurt in an instant. The day Emily hit you, didn't you see that everyone around her was very happy? In their hearts, you and your mother were exactly the kind of people Emily said, who were dependent on men and still didn't know when to stop. You bitch. Lily couldn't hold it in anymore, and she stepped forward and fiercely slapped Serafina. Serafina didn't dodge, and a slap landed on her face. The loud sound echoed in the empty parking lot. The pain was so great that her eyes blurred. This slap greatly eased the anger in Lily's heart, and she laughed out loud with great pleasure. She really wanted to see if, after being slapped like that by her, Serafina would lose control and rush up, screaming, cursing, and punching her. But, Serafina stood opposite, her head slightly tilted, on her fair cheeks. Although there were 5 bright red fingerprints, she remained calm and indifferent. But the corners of her crimson lips were slightly raised. She was smiling? This smile was not a sign of an impending outburst of anger, but a release, as if the grievances and sufferings of so many years had finally been washed away. As if the moment she had waited so long for had finally arrived. But looking closely, this smile was tinged with pity, as if she was feeling sorry for someone. Lily was confused and uneasy by this smile of hers with unknown meaning. A second later, Serafina gently opened her mouth. Did you see clearly? Who was she talking to? Lily was stunned, looked to the side, and suddenly felt a cold air rising. The person behind the pillar stepped out, his eyes cold, full of cruelty. Anger, disappointment, resentment, all negative emotions were thrown at her head. Lily trembled, and in an instant, big and small tears flowed out. Theodore, it's not like that.